Yes, people. What's going on? Seagull Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. Now, let's talk about it. There's a lot that we need to discuss, a little bit about potential outgoings, potential incomings, and just what's going on with some of these sagas that we find ourselves in every single transfer window. Is Eze going to sign? Is Eze not going to sign? Are we going to get Rodrygo? Has he decided to stay at Real Madrid? So on and so forth. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's get into some of these transfers news at this moment in time. Now, first thing we're going to discuss is, of course, Eberechi Eze. Still no firm offer for Eze at this moment in time. Arsenal have yet to make an official bid for Eze. We're going to have to wait and see if Arsenal do make an official bid for Eze and when they do make an official bid for Eze. But at this moment in time, there is no official bid yet for Eze. It is a situation where Arsenal have spoken about the release clause expiring, stuff about Arsenal are going to make a bid in the next 24 hours, blah, 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 blah. But no official bid has yet been submitted for Eze, and we don't know when that is going to happen. So at this moment in time, Crystal Palace have yet to receive anything. They're waiting to see if they do, but it's going to get to a point where eventually But yeah, it's going to get to a point where the window is so close to ending that we might need to just move on from Eze, because Palace are not going to want to sell the player late in the window when they need to replace him and he's such a key player for them. Personally, for me, I think Crystal Palace find a way to keep Eze if we do not go and submit a bid in the next coming week, because the Premier League season is about to start, and what makes you think they're going to want to sell the player once the Premier League season begins? That is going to be a different conversation right there. Also, there's reports about Rodrygo making a decision. Yes, the reports are that Rodrygo has made a decision, and at this moment in time, it is that there's claims that the Brazilian will fight for his place in his team. That means that Mikel Arteta may have to look elsewhere for a left attacker, and Rodrygo might have made the decision to want to actually stay at Real Madrid. That is very interesting, coming off the back of reports in the last 24 hours that he's done something very interesting. He's actually done something that would maybe make people think that he could be headed to Arsenal. He has changed his boot sponsor from Nike to Adidas, and this is a similar step that Victor Gyökeres made before he joined Arsenal. Let me show you guys. Before Victor Gyökeres joined Arsenal, he originally wore Nikes. He changed to Adidas, and now he's playing for Arsenal, which is an Adidas club. And it is a situation where obviously Rodrygo is now going from Nike to Adidas. Could this mean that he might be changing clubs? Could this be a hint that he could be added to Arsenal? In my opinion, it's still very unlikely that this is a serious hint. But friend of the show, Kiko Suarez, still is adamant that Rodrygo will be ending up at Arsenal. So we'll have to wait and see if this is a decision that he ends up fighting for his place. He ends up staying at Real Madrid, and Real Madrid don't end up moving him this window. We'll wait and see. But in my opinion, it's just all over the place, the reports around Rodrygo, and nothing's really been concrete. It's been one day he's leaving, next day he's staying. One day he's going somewhere else, next day he's thinking about staying for the long haul. We really don't know what's going to happen there. Now, there has been rumors also about Lookman. You guys are probably wondering what I'm talking about when I say the Lookman stuff. The Lookman stuff is quite simple. Adaman Lookman has handed in a transfer request to his current club, Atlanta. He handed in a transfer request. Fabrizio Romano reported that he handed in the transfer request the other day, 2 days ago. He handed in the transfer request, and with him handing in the transfer request, it now puts a situation where he could potentially be headed out somewhere else. We don't know exactly where, but we now know how much Atlanta want. Atlanta want a little bit less than what what other clubs were thinking he was going to go for originally. So Adamana Lookman did not show up to training as he is insisting his plans are to leave Atlanta. Atlanta maintain their position. No way they let him go for 42 million plus 3 million. Proposal rejected last week. No fresh bid has come in from Inter so far. So Inter Milan want him. Inter Milan have bid 45 million euros. They've rejected it, and he's now gone AWOL and said that he's handed in a transfer request. And now people are linking him to Arsenal because he was initially linked to Arsenal about a couple months ago. And yeah, this is the official confirmation that he is handed in a transfer request and that he no longer wants to be at Atlanta. He wants to find a way, and he's basically said, with love and gratitude. So he's trying to do it the respectful way by voicing his opinion publicly and letting people know that he wants to go. But of course, he wants to make sure things get done. So that is a very interesting situation right there. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Big up, Egal. Thomas Partey has been granted conditional bail. The conditions are to all right. I don't think that's the conditions, but if we're gonna come out and straight up lie, let's see what the actual conditions are and what they said. So Thomas Partey has been granted bail after appearing in court. The former Arsenal midfielder will join Villarreal as expected. So yeah, Thomas Partey will be joining Villarreal. I actually find it kind of crazy that Thomas Partey is able to easily just find another club like that. A lot of people were thinking that this could really stop him from playing ever again, but clearly clubs in football don't really give a shit too much when there's cases going over a player's head. They find ways around it and they want to just continue to act like business as usual. So yeah, there you go. Thomas Partey finds another club. He's headed to Villarreal, and we'll see what happens with the Thomas Partey situation. But at this moment in time, I'm just happy we don't have to deal with the circus around a player that's going through all that at the club. I'm happy with Zubamendi and Norgard. Let's keep it moving though. Bringing it back to the whole situation with Adamana Lookman and Eberechi Eze. Let's quickly bring it back. Arsenal are considering entering the race for Adamana Lookman as a cheaper alternative to Eberechi Eze. This was reported by Football London. I don't know how reliable that is, and I'll take it with a grain of salt. I don't think that is a reliable option at this moment in time, but we'll wait and see what happens with that. That does seem like that was a topic of discussion that was happening yesterday. Personally, I would rather have Eze every day of the week. Eze is more of the mold similar to Emil Smith Rowe. He's not really a left winger. He's not really a left 8, but he's more of a 10 that can play those positions if need be. So I'd rather have Eberechi Eze than Adamana Lookman, in my opinion, which is not the best option for the left wing. There's much better options out there that we've already been speaking to in regards to who we can sign in that left wing position. And if we did go from Eze to Lookman, I would view that as a potential downgrade on what we'd be looking at for incoming signings. I would not look at Lookman as a better option than Eze at all. Well, yesterday, the main discussion that was floating about was none other than the man himself, Jakub Kiwior. And Kiwior, as you guys know, Kiwior Arsenal were expected to receive offers for Kiwior, and Kiwior has potentially been touted as somebody who could be sold, but Arsenal are expecting to miss out on the sale of Kiwior and not sell him at this moment in time, as the reports are that, let me put it up on the table, that Porto have come in for a bid, and that bid has been swiftly rejected. So it's understood that Arsenal turned down a formal bid from FC Porto for the Polish center back Kiwior. The proposal is worth 27 million, which was a loan with an obligation to buy, and has been rejected last week. 110% that should be rejected, as Arsenal purchased Kiwior for not too much less than the 27 million that they were offering. If I'm not mistaken, we bought Kiwior. We bought Kiwior for how much was it at the time? Was it 20 million euros, something like that. So yeah, we bought Kiwior for just under 20 million euros, and they're offering us 28. I'm sorry, for a guy who has been part of a team that was in the Champions League semifinal versus Real Madrid, competing at the top level, playing over 30 games the last several seasons, of course, also being developed to a level where he can do those things. He's now an adequate part to the team, and if somebody's going to come in for him, they need to be willing to pay minimum between 35 to 40 million euros, in my opinion. And that's just based off the fact of how we've developed him over the last several years. Now, Arsenal have rejected Porto's loan with an obligation to buy for him. Arsenal would be asking for minimum 30 million or to 35. But in my opinion, we should be asking for more. I think Kiwior is a quality player, and I would actually keep Kiwior if it came down to it. I wouldn't want to sell him, but within the last 24 hours, we've been hearing reports about other things like Kiwior potentially being headed to Juventus. They view him as an option that can play a left-footed center back for them. You also have, of course, we rejected this official bid. We rejected this. Kiwior is enjoying life at Arsenal. He's interested in exploring options and joining a club where he could be registered as a first choice player, but Arsenal are in no hurry to move Kiwior on, as we shouldn't be. Porto, of course, are unwilling to meet Arsenal's valuation. Arsenal are only asking for around 20 million. I personally think it's taking a piss. I would ask for 40. I agree with this guy. I would ask for 40. And also, I just wouldn't sell him. Do you guys think it's a good idea to sell Kiwior? Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. And the guy who we were potentially looking to bring in as Kiwior's potential replacement has also kind of said he might not be interested in joining Arsenal right now. Yeah, very interesting discussion. So reports, the same person who reported that the bid was rejected for Arsenal has also reported that Jérémy Jacquet has rejected an approach for Arsenal this summer, and there you go. He's rejected an approach for Arsenal this summer. He wants to potentially go somewhere where he can develop also, or go somewhere where he's at least going to have a pathway to be in the starting team. That's just what I'm assuming from what they put here, but at the same time, I don't know if it's 100% accurate that he's rejected it, or if Arsenal have just not yet made a serious go at getting him in. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens from there. But please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think. Does it make sense that Arsenal sell Kiwior at this moment in time? Does it make sense that Arsenal actually seriously look at selling Kiwior? And does Kiwior enjoys playing at Arsenal, but Porto give him an opportunity to start, but they're just not offering enough money. Unless they start offering the right money, we're not selling. We're just not selling for the sake of it. You need to offer the right money. You need to offer us the right money. Let us know what is actually happening. But yeah, back on the 26th of July, there was reports that Arsenal were looking at Gerald Hato that has gone to Chelsea, and as an alternative, we were looking at Jérémy as an alternative to Gerald Hato, and this would depend on Zinchenko or Kiwior leaving. Now, what I don't get is a player who's more of a right back / right center back replacing our two left-sided players doesn't really make sense in my opinion. But maybe they view Marquinhos as somebody, Mascara as somebody who can play on the left side that we've already signed already. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that as we go. Also, in case you guys don't already know, Noni Madueke is back for Arsenal training. He's back for the beginning of the season. He's back ready to go with the first team, and he should be ready to go for our upcoming games in the Emirates Cup. Yes, so Noni Madueke should be ready to go for the Emirates Cup. You got the report here stating that he should be ready to go for the Emirates Cup, and we'll have to just wait and see what comes from his arrival. Where does he play? How do we play him? What do we do with Noni Madueke? Is he a starting left winger? Is he a backup to Saka? What is his main role in the team? We'll have to wait and see once he gets into the team what his main role in the team will be. But it's going to be very interesting to say the least. There is going to be a lot of discussions going around about everything else. Now, there were some discussions about the likes of Zinchenko and Kiwior could both leave before the window closes. So that is a possibility also. We're going to have to wait and see if there is more information on the potential outgoings of Zinchenko, because I haven't heard too many updates on Zinchenko's outgoings, but transfer plans could be on hold for some potential sales, or at least freeing up some wages before we bring in another player on reasonable wages. What else is there at this moment in time? Is there anything else that's seriously going on? Rodrygo has hinted that he's happy to stay at Real Madrid. I've already mentioned that earlier in the stream. Liverpool. What happened to Charlie Patino? Former starlet Charlie Patino has no regrets about leaving Arsenal. All right, Charlie Patino leaving Arsenal. Arsenal inquire about as Premier League rival prepare 61 million. Seriously, Manchester United are going to be prepared to sign him? I doubt it. I find it interesting that Arsenal are still linked to Fermin Lopez. I don't know, when did we start getting linked to Fermin Lopez? This doesn't seem like something that a lot of people are speaking about, but we keep getting linked to this guy for some reason, for Fermin Lopez. So until the story goes away, it seems like Fermin Lopez is a transfer link or transfer target for Arsenal. We'll see what happens with that, but it has been a conversation of discussion that's ongoing with everything else going on at this moment in time. But next, we need to talk about another potential outgoing, and that is none other than Fabio Vieira. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Please do hit that like button. Lopez's quality, some people are saying in the comment section. I don't know enough about it. Maybe I got to check it out. David Ornstein has reported that Stuttgart are interested in Fabio Vieira. Yes, Fabio Vieira has some potential suitors. Fabio Vieira could potentially be sold. Now, I don't know how much we can get for Fabio Vieira, but we will talk about that right now. Let me know in the comment section how much you think Arsenal could get for Fabio Vieira, and what would be your going rate for Fabio Vieira. Reports came out yesterday that Fabio Vieira was linked to Stuttgart. As first reported by David Ornstein, Arsenal are talking with Stuttgart over the sale of Fabio Vieira, one of several players that could leave this month. And of course, the current sticking point for Stuttgart in their pursuit for Fabio Vieira is the asking price. Arsenal are demanding 30 million euros. Stuttgart do not want to pay more than 20 million euros. We need to find a way to meet in the middle. We need to find a way to meet in the middle, ladies and gentlemen, because if we lose out on a transfer of this caliber, just getting rid of a guy like Fabio Vieira, who we paid 45 million for just a couple years ago, and we can't even get more than 20 million euros, it's just disappointing to see. He's still young, he's still on reasonable wages, and he could probably go to Stuttgart and they could pay him his wages quite easily. It's just, how much will the transfer fee be? if he was part of an Arsenal team that was winning and he was part of the team and he was contributing, I don't doubt that people would be willing to pay a little bit more for him. But at this moment in time, he's on around 50 something K a week. Plus, his whole situation at Arsenal right now is, I don't think Arteta trusts him. I don't think Arteta backs him. And I would sell him for 25 mil maybe. But Arsenal are demanding 30. Will we get 30? Probably not. We're probably going to get 25. Meet in the middle between 20 and 25. But Stuttgart are saying they don't want to pay more than 20. If they don't offer us 25, we just walk away. Just walk away. We can't be taken like mugs anymore. We can't be taken like mugs anymore. I'm happy that we walked away from the 20-something million offer for Kiwior, which is, in my opinion, disrespectful. And the money that we're being offered right now for Fabio Vieira is still quite young. Fabio Vieira still has a lot of football left in him. Yeah, of course, I think if he went to Stuttgart, he would kill it. And I do think we should at least minimum be able to ask for 25 million on this deal. But hey, what do I know? At this moment in time, I don't know if the German club will give us the 25 million that I'm even talking about, and will Arsenal accept getting 5 million less than their valuation? I think Arsenal would accept it, but that is a discussion we will have to have when the time comes. Arsenal currently have the biggest net spend this summer, having only made 6.9 million back in transfer fees earned compared to transfer fees spent. We have spent a lot of money and we've only received 6.9 million from the deal with Nuno Tavares. That was the deal that gave us the majority of that money. So we'll have to wait and see. I doubt it. I've seen some people doing some combined 11s with Invincibles and Arsenal. Honestly, we need to chill with doing these combined 11s with the Invincibles until our players actually start winning league titles. I feel like it's a little disrespectful to the old guard. But 3 of them will be available. Ricardo Calafiori, Gabriel, and Timber will all be available for the opening day versus Old Trafford. That is great. Mikel Arteta giving us an update on injuries. We kind of needed that update. I've been meaning to find out what's been going on with these boys, but it's good news. Injury update right there. So that is the news right there. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything else that I've missed? Is there anything that I haven't spoken about? I kind of spoke about everything. Today is a kind of quick, short update. Not really too much going on with everything Arsenal related. Wages have been released this season. Kepa's on 100K. Madueke is on 125K a week, for fuck's sake. Where did you see that? Where did you see that? Arsenal wages 2025, 2026. Let's see. Let's see. So Yoker is going to make 200K a week. One second. Why is this thing not working? I'm trying to... Where's Madueke? No, they still haven't updated Madueke and thing on this website that I'm looking at. I'm looking at a website. They still haven't updated it. Let's see if they update it on this other website. Noni Madueke, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Nope, still not updated. I don't know what website you're watching on, but these websites have not updated anything yet, my friend. I don't know where you're looking at. But yeah. Kepa's on 75 last time I checked. Yeah, you're right. New third kit, bro. The new third kit is absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. I can't lie. That third kit looks beautiful. I think overall, Arsenal have absolutely done amazing this season with all the different kits, and it's a really good homage to 2000 and what was it, 2006-7 or 6-8, whichever one it was. It's a really good homage to those kits, and overall, I think that's a beautiful kit. Is there any news on Liao? Somebody says. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The Liao stuff has never really been legitimate. The Liao stuff has always been fan speculation. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else that we need to discuss today? No, not at all. I'll leave you guys here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully there's a little bit more information on the following videos. But for now, I bid you guys adieu. Catch you in the next video. Love for the love, people. I'm out of here. Peace.